So today is March 19th, 2018, and it's been another week. Where am I this week? Well, I'm recording from the top of my loft this time, so that's the ceiling you see behind me. This is an interesting perspective. I did a lot this past week. There were there there was homework, there was studying, there was a lot of stress, but I got stuff done, especially most notably some test corrections. I found I had one very tiny error on my test when I was doing my test corrections for optics. And so I feel torn between, like the teacher herself said, that kind of mistake would normally not be half the problem. There were only like 6 problems, so it was like 10 points off for what was literally one tiny mistake that wouldn't have happened if I hadn't been on a 1 hour time crunch to somehow solve so much work. So, it's the kind of mistake that's professionally unrealistic a little bit. But anyway, I got those test corrections done, and I've been a little bit more responsible. I did decide this past weekend, because I managed to save a lot of money on the energy book that I wasn't expecting to save. I was able to get that really cheap when I was expecting it to be over $100. So I spent some of that money going out and hanging out with friends, and I had dinner with Sarah, and I went to a Hearthstone event on Saturday, which was kind of local. That's the big new thing that I did, and I had a good time. It was at the Better Loafing Company in Salisbury, and it looked like they have a number of events that I would enjoy going to, though I probably won't get to go to them for a little while. They had a tea tasting coming up, and then they also had a couple of other things, and the food was really good there. I may have gotten more than I needed to, but it was really good, so I don't regret it. But I've been trying to study. I have 2 exams coming up this week. That's really the biggest thing that's going on in my life, and the reason that I'm so flustered and not getting things done quite right and stressing out in general. I have an exam in my energy conversion class, which I'm not too worried about now that I've secured the book that I would need. So that is something. And then I also have an exam in my heat transfer class, which I'm really stressing out about, because that class doesn't give real homework. So I'm really stressed out about what kind of thing he's going to have us do on the exam. I'm having trouble studying for it because he didn't give any real homework assignments. I mean, he made suggestions that we might want to look at certain things and concepts, but I wasn't able to find a study partner in there who really seemed, or at least would admit to understanding what was going on. And the only saving grace for it is going to be that it's probably going to be a week-long take-home exam, so that will make it so that I have more time. Need to make sure I understand whether it's open book and open note or not, but it probably would be, but we'll see. But with the other exam that's also in the middle of the week, I can't spend the entire week working on this one exam. Although that may end up being what I do. I have to do what I need to do. There's things I want to do. I'm probably not going to get to go to that tea tasting. I'd like to go to NASHI Con, but I'm not going to be able to go because I don't really have the money and I don't have the time. But I wanted to at least mention them in my vlog, because sometimes it's the things you don't get to do that you you know, you have to prioritize and be responsible sometimes. So that's what I'm doing, but I wanted to be clear that I'm doing it. I've made a conscious decision not to do some of the things I want to do because it's more important that I do other things right now.